Hello friends, Ahsoka the Geek here, and for today's video we are going to take a look at some of my favorite Beast Kingdom action figures. Now, Beast Kingdom is a Taiwanese company that has been making action figures for a number of years now. On the DC side of things, they make 8-inch action figures. The ones you see in my video right now is Wonder Woman, Aquaman in the back here, BVS, BatFleck, Superman, and the Joker. So those are the Beast Kingdom figures you see. They are an 8-inch scale figure. So I wanted to kind of get right into your first question is, how do these scale with McFarlane action figures? For the most part, they do not scale very well. They are an 8-inch scale figures on the bigger side. McFarlane is on the 7-inch side, so they do not scale well together. I display them all together. I have a shelf specifically for Beast Kingdom. I have McFarlane on another shelf. So as far as when you look at my shelf, you can't really notice. I mean, they definitely look bigger than McFarlane, but, you know, again, for me, I don't really care too much about scale. I have all types of scales displayed together, so I don't care. But yeah, for those of you who are concerned about scale, I just wanted to kind of go right into it and show you how they scale. So first of all, here is the Beast Kingdom Henry Cavill black suit Superman, which is actually pretty expensive these days. This one came out when I think Justice League came out, and it was an exclusive to San Diego Comic-Con, I believe. Do you like the tone of my voice when I don't know specific information? So he is pricier. They never re-released him, unfortunately, and he's hard to get. But just still talking about scale, you can see he towers over the latest McFarlane Aquaman figure. So, again, they do not scale very well with McFarlane figures. Now, the one exception to that, though, is Wonder Woman. This Wonder Woman has been released like 3 times. This version was, I think, a New York Comic-Con exclusive. And that's my favorite one. That's why I chose it for this video. And you can see she scales pretty well, actually, with McFarlane. She's, even though an 8-inch scale, she's on the smaller side of that scale. So she looks awesome, actually, next to McFarlane figures. So you can see how she looks next to Aquaman there. All right, so enough about scale. I just had these McFarlane figures in the picture to kind of give you an idea of how they look next to the other Beast Kingdom figures. So I'm going to pop those out, and I want to focus now on the Beast Kingdom figures themselves. I'm just talking about my favorite ones, which you see in this video. And since we have Wonder Woman front and center, let's take a look at her. So this is, again, the New York Comic-Con exclusive Wonder Woman. They've remade her a few times. This is the one I like the most, and I think it's the best version. These colors remind me of a specific comic book look, so I really dig that. I like the neck piece here above the chest piece. I like how it's covered. It just makes it look really nice. The higher high knees look here, where you just see a little bit of her thigh versus all of it, and even the high coverings on her arms there. I forget the word I'm looking for here, but I just like the balance here between her skin tone and the costume. It's a really good compromise to a, very traditional scantily clad Wonder Woman and a more modern conservative Wonder Woman as far as appearance goes. I think this is a great balance. So I love the way they executed this figure. As you can see, she comes with a sword, which is actually die-cast metal, so it's actually a little heavy, really nicely detailed sword there. And then she comes with her shield, which is also, this one's more plastic, but it's a really nice hard plastic, so it feels really good. And then just talking about articulation, Beast Kingdom figures are highly articulated. As you can see, you have wrist articulation. They come with multiple hands usually. Shoulder joints. You don't have an ab crunch on Wonder Woman, unfortunately, but that's fine. She still looks awesome. The head moves quite a bit. So I guess that statement doesn't really apply to this figure as far as a lot of articulation, but she doesn't have that much articulation. But the other ones do, I promise. But yeah, these are very nicely articulated in my opinion, and they come with a lot of great extra accessories, and this Wonder Woman is fantastic. So yeah, there's the Wonder Woman. Let's put her down. Next, we have the Henry Cavill Superman, and this is where you get more articulation. As you see, you have the ab crunch, which really, but you make him really hunch over nicely if you want him to. You have a thigh swivel even. that I haven't done in a while, so it's not really moving. You have the toe articulation. This whole thing is, articulated. He just moves when you pick him up. Now, this kind of leads into a topic about the design elements of these particular Beast Kingdom figures in general. As you can see, these are interesting. They are highly detailed toys, in my opinion. They look like a toy just because the body proportions they're accurate, but as you can see, they're not trying to hide anything as far as the sculpt goes to give you more articulation. So you could really move this whole piece around. So yeah, it's depending on your taste if you like these or not. I love these figures. I think they're beautifully sculpted, even though you could see, even though his arms pop out like they do because of the, I would say, more toy aspect of these, they're still really high quality figures. I mean, and honestly, that might be the best Henry Cavill head sculpt I've seen next to a Hot Toys head sculpt. It's a beautiful head sculpt. So yeah, and no, I have not tried to pop this off to put on a McFarlane figure because this whole piece pops off, not just the head, and I'm not going to try to damage this head. But there you go. Love the detailing of the costume. It's a really nicely detailed figure with loads of articulation, and I just really love these figures. They look great. All right, next up we have the Joker. This is absolutely my favorite Beast Kingdom figure. And this is the Heath Ledger Joker from The Dark Knight. This is the bank robber Joker, and there he is. Look at that head sculpt. It is just in my opinion, a phenomenal head sculpt. It just looks amazing. And the detailing of the costume is all soft goods, fabric, to be fancy. The backpack is filled with a bunch of his accessories, like grenades and things like that. I don't want to make a big mess, so I'm not going to pull all of them out, but it's filled with grenades. Very accurate to the movie. He comes with an extra head, which I don't have handy, but you can see the detailing on the head is just phenomenal. So, yeah, this is by far my favorite Beast Kingdom figure. I just love the way this figure looks. Love the paint app on the head and the face. And this is from Beast Kingdom's later line of figures. They started out at maybe like a $60 to $70 price point. Now they're over $100. They're moving more towards figures like this that look more, I don't know the best way to describe it, less toyish and more figure-ish, if that's even a word. Because you can look at this Superman, how you can see his arms popping out and all that. You don't get any of that with the Joker. This looks like just a really nicely sculpted action figure, almost like a mini Hot Toys. Whereas this one has more of a toy feel to it, or look to it anyways. I hope I'm making sense with my assessment here. But yeah, so I think Beast Kingdom is moving towards these figures more, which unfortunately is increasing the price. But, you do get, I think, you get more accessories. The detailing's great. So, yeah. Anyways, I highly recommend this Joker figure. He is beautiful. All right, next up, we have BatFleck. This is the BVS Battle Damaged Batman. So, there you go. Articulation is pretty limited because of, the armor and whatnot. So, you can't really, it's a terrible close-up, move around too much. But as far as the head sculpt goes, I think it looks like Ben Affleck underneath there. Unfortunately, this Kryptonian spear did not come with this action figure. This came with one of the Superman figures, like the first BVS Superman figure that they did. So I had to buy a lot of figures just to get the spear to put next to this Batman. So there you go. But the spear is great. It's die-cast metal, most of it, or a good portion of it. Really nicely detailed, and it looks awesome. So there he is, the armored Batman. Looks great on the shelf. Again, this is going to be pretty big compared to the McFarlane figures, but just on its own, it's a really awesome figure. So there you go. And then finally, just for my round of Beast Kingdom figures, here is the repainted Aquaman. This is the Justice League Aquaman repainted in his traditional colors. The trident is die-cast metal and is so strong that it actually is so heavy that it always kind of falls off with his wrist just because it's just so heavy. So it's a little ridiculous. So I always have him pose like this to support his heavy trident. But yeah, this is a great figure because it's a very unique, it's not exactly his Aquaman armor from his own movie. This is a repainted Justice League armored Aquaman. So it's like a cool combination of this Justice League look and a traditional look. I wish we had gotten a traditional Aquaman costume from his actual movie. I just don't know if they have the license to that, so we never got it. But yeah, love this Jason Momoa head sculpt. Love the hair. Love the way it looks like it's in motion, and love the detailing of this suit. So yeah, another great figure. The only issue I have with it is that the trident's too heavy and it causes it to fall off. All right, my friends. Well, there you go. That was just a look at my 3, 4, 5 favorite Beast Kingdom figures. Really curious to know what you guys think of these figures and Beast Kingdom in general. I'll be posting some more pictures on my Instagram of these figures to coincide with the release of this video. So look for that when this video comes out. And that's about it, folks. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.